thyroid function test. Okay. What is mean by thyroid function test? Test? Okay, good. What are the functions of thyroid?
Can be classified into metabolic effect and blood system effect and growth effect. Metabolic in carbohydrate, protein, fat, cholesterol, vitamin. For growth, for brain and skeleton. For body system, direct effect and indirect. Indina bago. Similar.
What are the hormones secreted by thyroid?
T3 and T4
and calcitonin. T3, triiodothyronine, tetraiodothyronine or thyroxine, and we have calcitonin or thyroxine.
Calcitonin.
Calcitonin.
What is calcitonin?
reduce the calcium in the blood.
Which cells secrete calcitonin?
Parafollicular cells.
Parafollicular cells. Which amino acid is a precursor for thyroid hormone?
Tyrosine.
Tyrosine.
Yeah.
What are the hormones that regulate?
TSH.
TRH first.
TRH from hypothalamus and TSH from anterior tubule.
Is there any other? No. I am asking the synthesis regarding synthesis. One is amino acid precursor. Okay. Then hormones TRH, TSH. Tani?
Somatostatin.
Also,
أول شيء amino acid. Second is hormone. Talata.
some enzymes helps also.
Enzymes.
Such
Okay.
as
What are the enzymes?
peroxidase. Peroxidase helps iodide to oxidation of iodide to iodine.
Iodine is required. What is the importance of iodine?
It helps
Iodination. What is mean by iodination?
binding of iodine to tyrosine residues.
How many iodine?
150.
In one molecule of
Globulin.
molecule.
123.
Tyrosine. Thyroxine. One or two? Three or four. So based on that, you are going to say T3 and T4. What is the difference between T3 and T4? What is the difference between T3 and T4?
Both of them are thyroid hormones, but T3 is more active than T4.
Basic difference. One iodine. Triiodothyronine, tetraiodothyronine. Which is more active?
T3.
Why?
Because it is more free
More free.
and more affinity to bind to thyroid receptors.
Mechanism of action.
T3. Mainly genomic.
No. Mechanism of action of thyroxine.
First comes from the blood, carried by carrier.
Which carrier?
Tyrosine binding globule.
Good.
Thyroxine binding.
Transferrin.
Cross cell membrane. Mafi bind receptor.
No, so this is mainly
Nuclear.
Yeah, nuclear is there, but why it is passing through cell membrane? Lipophilic.
Yes.
Lipophilic. So that's why it crosses cell membrane. But it directly nucleus?
What?
It
No.
does directly nucleus?
Cytoplasm receptor then translocated to the nucleus, bind to the DNA Hormone responsive.
Sometimes in the nucleus and sometimes.
Tyrosine directly to nucleus. Okay.
And then it is linked up, then it was specific part of DNA.
What do you call that specific part of DNA?
Thyroid responsive elements.
Okay, good.
And so the H of protein.
Huh?
H of protein.
Protein.
Activate transcription.
Huh? mRNA. What do you call?
Messenger.
Messenger RNA.
Transcription.
Transcription.
Followed by
What
translation.
is transcription?
Translation.
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 To reduce
Hormone response element.
after that,
Transcription, then translation.
Then protein synthesis.
What is the end result of translation?
Formation of a protein.
Synthesis protein that performs all physiological as well as biochemical functions. Okay, so this is just brief introduction about thyroid.
Can we ask about function? What the effect of the thyroid hormones on
It increases the blood sugar level.
the
Net result is increased blood sugar level.
also activates secretion of insulin.
No, it is anti-insulin hormone. Thyroxine is the anti-insulin hormone.
Can you explain why? Because
Huh?
can you explain why?
Why? Means it increase glycogenolysis.
decrease all aspects of glucose.
No, not all. Some of them. Glycogenolysis and decrease the utilization of glucose. So these two effects increase leads to hyperglycemia. A lot of anti-insulin hormone. One of them is thyroxine. So that's why in hyperthyroidism there is a hyperglycemia and patient might be going into diabetes. Such diabetes is called secondary diabetes. Primary is hyperthyroidism, secondary is diabetes, so that's why it's called secondary diabetes.
What about
Decrease. So that's why the blood sugar level is increased.
Because we got that right.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's shown like that.
Hmm.
It's big for uptake of glucose, but activating secretion. In diet, not diet, in diet.
How?
Why increase the blood sugar?
Hmm.
And
So if increase the blood sugar, so how can it is uptake is
just to
increased?
control it. I will break the bottle for you.
Okay. So, objective list a thyroid function test, discuss lab diagnosis of the thyroid functions. So, thyroid disorder, if anything is disturbed, pathology leads to function disturbance leads to pathology, they are interrelated. So as you know, there is a 3 levels of disorder. Based on that, you can say primary, secondary and tertiary. If the defect is in the gland itself, in the thyroid gland, that is primary. If the defect in pituitary,
Secondary.
defect in hypothalamus,
Tertiary.
Tertiary. So what does the hypothalamus have to do with? So hypothalamus secrete TRH, thyroxine releasing hormone. Okay. Any other name? Thyrotropin
Thyrotropic hormone.
releasing hormone. This TSH that is secreted by which pituitary? Anterior pituitary. This is stimulating hormone. And T3 and T4 which is synthesized itself in the thyroid gland. So if the defect is here, is primary. If the defect is here, is secondary, and here is tertiary. So if problem is above, is the secondary and tertiary, and here is primary. The same thing. This TRH, TSH, and this TSH is defective. There is a hormone synthesis is defective. and itself the thyroid growth is also affected. Indication of thyroid assessment when you want to perform thyroid function test. The first is classification of the patient into hyper, hypo or euthyroidistic. Euthyroid means
normal.
normal. Hyper, hypo or euthyroidistic.
Normal.
Normal, yeah. Elucidating the causes of thyroid dysfunction. If you want to know what are the causes for thyroid dysfunction, in that case also you have to perform thyroid function test. And third thing is monitoring treatment. If you start treatment for example hyperthyroidism, if you want to see whether the drug is affecting properly or not, in that case also you have to perform thyroid function test. What test should I order? As per the guidelines of American Association of Clinical Examination or American Thyroid Association, International Thyroid Association. So according to that, TSH alone if hyperthyroidism is suspected. If you suspect hypothyroidism, in that case you have to request TSH1.
Because I think that compared to diagnostic things that hyperthyroidism decrease with TSH and decrease with T40. Plasma, T3 and T4 is decreased, TSH will be decreased.
Increase. Okay. So what are the feature of hypothyroidism?
Called
What is the PBL?
no, we have
PBL is regarding what?
Hyper, yes.
Okay.
Lazy. Lazy and
Please.
For any, whatever it may be, like Cushing, hyper, hypo,
Yes.
any disease,
Yeah.
you have to start from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Top to bottom. So what are the things you look face?
last tank macroglossy.
Macroglossy hina.
Yes.
Before hina?
هذا شو هايبو
Somebody say prominent?
برومينانت هاي
That is in congenital. But in adult, there is not such abnormality. There is a loss of hair. Loss of eyebrow. I am talking about hypo.
Yeah.
Okay? Hypo. Mafi hyper. Hypo. Okay? Bogey eyes. Eyes are swollen. Patient cannot able to open eye. Either. It's a very swollen. Bogey eyes. Macroglossia. No, it's a bogey eyes. Swelling. Swelling is there. Hyperthyroidism is prominent. Exophthalmos. Bulging. In hyper. But in hypo, there is swelling around the eye. So that leads to bogey eyes. And macroglossia. Macroglossia. Tongue is very big. And hoarseness of voice.
Yeah.
Hoarseness of voice.
Yeah.
Hoarseness of voice. This is in the face. Okay. Then in arms, there is a carpopedal spasm. Carpopedal spasm because of accumulation of mucopolysaccharide or glycoproteins in flexor retinaculum. You know what is flexor retinaculum? Carpopedal spasm. Okay. And then some cases ascites. Skin is dry, toad-like skin. You saw frog? Frog, frog.
Yeah, frog.
So frog skin like patchy,
Yes.
rough. So skin is like that. And patient is cold intolerance.
Yeah.
Cold intolerance. Constipation. Menstrual disturbance in female. In males, impotence. And there is a non-pitting edema. Non-pitting edema in lower legs. Non-pitting edema. Why non-pitting? Because of accumulation of fluid, because of accumulation of mucopolysaccharide. So the edema is if you test here, usually edema in lower limb is test on shin of tibia. If you press here, mafi pitting. Swelling is there, but mafi pitting. So this is a characteristic of myxedema or hypothyroidism. And pendular knee jerk is sluggish, because all BMR is decreased. Basal metabolic rate is decreased because of decreased thyroid hormone. Okay, and patient is sleepy most of the time. They are not able to concentrate. And hypercholesterolemia. Hypercholesterolemia. Just now I erased some of the things here. I think yesterday he might be explained why hypercholesterolemia.
LDL and the liver.
Huh?
Increase LBL in the liver.
Increase
Huh? No lipolysis. Okay. There is any relationship of lipolysis and cholesterol? Lipolysis and cholesterol. Lipolysis is different, cholesterol is different. Okay. The basal metabolic rate is decreased. The turnover of cholesterol is decreased. So as much as cholesterol is synthesized in the body is accumulated. So that leads to hypercholesterolemia. So most of the things are reversed in hyperthyroidism. In hyperthyroidism, there is a exophthalmos, tremors in the tongue. Okay, and patient is having tremors in the hand. What do you call that tremor? How will you assess?
by this way.
Just if you do like this, mafi tremors. Fine tremors are there. Fine tremors. If you put paper on the hands, extended hand, then paper is shaking. But you cannot recognize by your simple way. Fine tremors, and then there is a diarrhea is there, tachycardia is there, hypertension, and murmur, systolic murmur might be there. There is a lot of things. Okay. TSH and free T4 only in hyperthyroidism. TSH only hypothyroidism. TSH and T4 hyperthyroidism. So in this case, TSH is decreased and T4 is increased. Free T3, if T3 toxicity is suspected. For example, pathology lecture for us.
Yeah, we have.
Thyroid, tumors of the thyroid.
Yes.
So how will you recognize tumor of thyroid? Clinically. Or laboratory. Laboratory. In multinodular toxic goiter. So in that case, T3 concentration is more. Okay. Follow up for treatment only DSH, and do not order for total T4 or total T3. Why? What is mean by total?
Free and binding. So we cannot assess the function, but function is only originally by free.
Very good. So that's why we have to order either T3 or T4, mafi total. But some of the condition you need total when you want to measure thyroid binding globulin.
Or you want to measure the teeth.
You want to measure thyroid binding globulin. And never order radio iodine uptake in pregnancy and lactation. This is also very, very important point. Never order radio iodine uptake during pregnancy and lactation.
Excuse me, Doctor, the fifth point. No. Yes.
This do not order for total T4 and total T3. If you order total T4, total T3, that level might be normal. But after it is split into free, that concentration might be less. So you cannot able to assess. So whenever you request, you ask for T3 and T4.
as free or as bound?
So free. Bound means total. Bound form. Lab investigation, thyroid hormone. This is about the normal TRH, TSH that stimulate thyroid hormone. This is a negative feedback of T3 and T4 on pituitary that inhibit the TSH, and that feedback on hypothalamus that decrease the TRH. But in hypothyroidism, TSH concentration is decreased, T3 and T4 is TSH is increased, T3 and T4 is decreased. In hyperthyroidism is the reverse, TSH is decreased, T3 and T4 is increased. Hypo.
There's chance for increasing TSH.
Of course, most of the cases, whenever you find hypothyroidism, TSH is increased.
Also, there's a chance for decrease because maybe the secondary hypertension.
Yeah. Yes. So thyroid function test. First is TSH, T4, total T4 or free T4, T3, total T3, free T3 or reverse T3. What is mean by reverse T3?
inactive.
Diammono.
Huh? Yeah, if both in mono is connected by di in T3.
Yes.
What is meaning by reverse T3?
Dye
bound.
connect to
Okay. Yes. Thyroid hormone uptake, T3 uptake or unsaturated thyroid binding globulin, TRH, EBG is thyroid binding globulin, anti-thyroid antibodies. This is also very, very important. Anti-thyroid antibodies like anti-peroxidase, anti-thyroglobulin and anti-TSH. So these, some of them leads to hyperthyroidism, some of them leads to hypothyroidism. Thyroglobulin, thyroid scanning, radioactive iodine uptake. So if question comes, list the investigation to evaluate thyroid function test, means you have to write all this. Okay, maybe just TSH, T3, T4. List the investigation to evaluate thyroid function test, means you have to write all of this. Diagnostic significance. Diagnostic significance, clinical importance, diagnostic importance, all of them is having same meaning. If question come in exam in different way, don't confuse. Diagnostic significance, diagnostic importance, clinical importance, kullu sawa sama. Okay. So TSH is generally elevated in hypothyroidism, decrease in hyperthyroidism. Okay. It is sensitive, mostly used test for screening of both thyroid disorder and monitoring therapy. It is used for detect thyroid disorder as well as monitoring treatment or therapy. It could be monitoring therapy. For example, if somebody is having hypothyroidism, in that case TSH concentration is more. If you start treatment and then you have to again do TSH and you compare TSH before starting treatment and after, and you have to see whether your drug is responding to the patient or not. That is monitoring. That is monitoring. Another term is therapeutic index. Monitoring and therapeutic index is the same meaning. Same meaning. It could be used with T4 to differentiate primary thyroid cause from the secondary pituitary cause thyroid dysfunction. So if you measure TSH with thyroid to divide whether it is a primary or secondary, if the TSH concentration is increased in primary hypothyroidism, TSH concentration is decreased in secondary hypothyroidism. Secondary hypothyroidism. So please make a difference and remember it. TSH concentration is increased in primary hypothyroidism. TSH concentration is decreased in secondary hypothyroidism. The cause is in the pituitary.
So what is the last mark if you want to diagnose this hypothyroidism? Diffusing T3, T4 or TSH?
Both. We have to measure both. If TSH is increased, T3 and T4 is decreased, so it means there is a defect in thyroid. You label primary hypothyroidism. Okay. If TSH is decreased, T3 and T4 is also decreased, you can label this is a case of secondary hypothyroidism because the defect in pituitary. TRH. In that case, if you want to diagnose more, so in that case you have to perform TRH is also. If TRH is also decreased, you can label it as a tertiary hypothyroidism. So in that TRH, TSH, T3, T4 kullu shall decrease.
The range of those tests is like uric acid sensitive. That means if it is a little bit decreased, it makes a great significance.
No, there is a range. Within that range, you consider as normal. Upper normal lower limit is also there. Normal upper limit is also there. Okay. If beyond that normal, in that case, you have to label it hypothyroidism. But in one by one in a test, you cannot label. You have to perform twice or thrice, minimum 2 times. If 2 consecutive tests, the person is having T3, T4 is less, TSH is increased. So in that case, you can say this is a primary hypothyroidism. Okay. If 3 of them is decreased, secondary hypothyroidism. Okay. T4, total T4 or free T4, they are generally elevated in hyperthyroidism, decrease in hypothyroidism. Free T4 is performed than T4 as not affected by thyroid binding globulin level, measured with TSH when hyperthyroidism is suspected. You have to measure this one. Free T4 is performed than T4 as not effective by thyroid binding globulin. No? You have to measure free T4. If you perform total T4 is not good. You have to perform free T4 because this total T4 is binding with thyroid binding globulin. So you cannot assess the exact level of free. And this measured with TSH when hyperthyroidism is suspected. So T3, total T3, free T3 and reverse T3. So this is about first diagnostic criteria about TSH. Second diagnostic criteria about T4. Okay, total T4, free T4. Then third one is T3, total T3, free T3 and reverse T3. Okay? Total T3 and free T3 are generally elevated in hyperthyroidism and decrease in hypothyroidism. Free T3 is preferred as not affected by thyroid binding globulin. Free T3. Measured with TSH when T3 thyrotoxicosis is suspected. If you suspect hyperthyroidism or thyrotoxicosis, so in that case you have to measure TSH also. Reverse T3 is elevated in non-thyroid illness. In non-thyroid illness, the reverse T3 is increased. So because there is no function, the reverse T3 is biologically inactive. So if anybody is having reverse T3, there is no signs and symptoms of hyperthyroidism.
Thyrotoxicosis similar to hyperthyroidism?
Of course. Here monoiodothyronine with diiodothyronine. In reverse, is diiodothyronine bind with monoiodothyronine. So this is the difference between T3 and reverse T3. And fourth is thyroid binding globulin. Thyroid binding globulin. An increase result in thyroid binding globulin increase total T4 and total T3 without an actual increase in hormone activity. So these cases might be euthyroid. If thyroid binding globulin is more, so total T4, total T3 is more, but patient might be euthyroid because free T3, free T4 normal. Thyroid hormones T3 and vice versa. Hormonal activity of thyroid hormones free T3, free T4 and vice versa. So thyroid hormone uptake is a measure of unbound. Unbound means free. Unbound thyroid binding globulin in the blood, that is the thyroid binding globulin unsaturated with thyroid hormone. So, for example, 100% thyroid binding globulin is there. So normally it has to be bound with 50%. Okay, and 50% should be free. If the concentration of unbound is more, means T3 and T4 is less or more? Less. Because T3 and T4 is not available. So unsaturated is more. If T3 and T4 is more, so in that case unsaturated is less. Unsaturated is less. Okay. So unsaturated thyroid binding globulin increase with decreased level of thyroid hormone. Whenever the unsaturated thyroid binding globulin is more, means thyroid hormones are less. It is not directly related to T3 despite the name is T3 uptake. It is not directly linked with T3. It is mostly linked with T4 because first T4 then T3. Okay. So free thyroxine index. So this free thyroxine index means total T4 multiplied by thyroxine uptake. So free thyroxine uptake is increased in hyperthyroidism and decreased in hypothyroidism. Free thyroid index is more reliable indicator of thyroid status into presence of abnormalities in TBG level or binding. TBG level or binding. Because of this light shadow is not clear. Yeah.
Unsaturated TBG, unbound T3.
Unbound is free. Unsaturated, unbound means same thing. So whenever unbound or unsaturated thyroid binding globulin is increased in blood, it means thyroid hormone is decreased. Free for decrease or hormone itself is decreased. Thyroid hormone. Because if hormone is not available, so how it is bound? Two things. TRH. TRH determines the etiology of thyroid dysfunction in hypothalamic, that is tertiary cause. So thyroglobulin help in diagnosis and follow-up of thyroid carcinoma. So thyroid globulin is indicator to find out the thyroid carcinoma. Thyroid antibodies. In many patients with hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism, lymphocytes make antibodies against the enzymes thyroid that stimulate or damage the gland. For example, anti-thyroid peroxidase antibodies, anti-thyroglobulin antibodies, anti-TSH antibodies. So there are three antibodies: anti-thyroid peroxidase, thyroglobulin, TSH. Okay. So in Hashimoto's disease, serum thyroid peroxidase and anti-thyroglobulin antibodies are So that leads to hypothyroidism. Hypothyroidism. So whenever you see is, or if you want to label hypothyroidism, so in that case you have to measure antibodies. What are those antibodies? Peroxidase and thyroglobulin. If both of them are increased, so that case of hypothyroidism you can label as Hashimoto's. Okay. Second example, Graves' disease. In that Graves' disease, TSH antibodies is increased. So if TSH is antibody, production of TSH receptor antibody, so that leads to hyperthyroidism. Yes, hyperthyroidism. In Graves' disease, there is a hyperthyroidism. TSH antibody. TSH antibody. So that TSH is stimulating hormone, but his antibody is there, so that damage.
Yeah, so that causes
Hypothyroidism, but here there is a hyperthyroidism is there. In Graves' disease, thyrotoxicosis is a hyperthyroidism. There is no negative feedback effect is there. T3 and T4. This is at receptor level, not at the site of synthesis of TSH. Receptor level. So in receptor level, so there is no negative feedback. So that's why TSH is antibody is there, but hyperthyroidism. This effect is at the receptor level. It is receptor level. Yeah, not hyperthyroidism, but here is exceptional is there. That antibody is affect only selective receptors, not all the receptors. Yeah. Secretion also, because there is a thyrotoxicosis. In Graves' disease, there is a thyrotoxicosis. Thyrotoxicosis because of increased T3 and T4.
So the T3 and T4 is in normal situation.
Is more. If you want to go in detail about this, so go and ask pathology people. They can explain you in detail about this.
In the Graves' disease, the antibodies attendance the hormone release that cause hyperthyroidism. Graves' does the opposite by reducing the sensitivity.
No, hyperthyroidism is there, but I don't know what is the exact pathology. So you go and ask pathology people, they will explain.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe induced, as we said.
I don't know. So you go and ask pathology people, they can explain you clearly. Okay. So this diagnostic importance, first is about TSH, T4, T3, TRH, thyroid binding globulin, and finally with antibodies. Okay. So now come to the test properly. I think you already studied the journal ELISA. The first lab. Dr. Mithan.
Ala. Dr. Ala.
Dr. Ala.
Yeah.
He took ELISA.
Yes.
Ria.
Yeah. He gave us.
Ria also he took.
Oh.
Ria. Radio immunoassay.
Yes,
Yeah.
Radio immunoassay.
Yeah.
Ria. ELISA enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. Okay. So TSH estimation. Sample we need is serum. Reference value is 0.4 to 0.6. If more than 10 is suggestive of hypothyroidism. So who asked this question? Saleh, yourself? When you label is a hyper or hypo? Yourself. So if this 0.4 to 0.6, if 0.6 6 is there, so you can say it is upper higher limit. Normal upper higher limit. If 0.4 is there, lower normal limit. If more than this is increased, but clinically is more than 10. If you clinically see the signs and symptoms in the patient of hypothyroidism, so TSH should be more than 10. Okay, if less than 10, hypothyroidism is there, but subclinically. Subclinical, yes. This one? Hypo, we are talking about PSH.
Doctor, about this, about the value from 0.4 to 6 or 0.6
0.4
to
6. Okay, micro unit per ml.
So if it's increased here above 10, this is hyperthermia.
PSH, we are talking about PSH.
Yeah, we know that.
PSH is increase in hypothyroidism. The defect in thyroid primary, yes.
But also maybe the increase in secondary.
How can it increase in secondary? Secondary it is decreased. In secondary hypothyroidism, PSH is decreased. So this is the understanding point. Whenever you label primary hypothyroidism means PSH should be increased. Secondary hypothyroidism means PSH will decrease. Okay?
Doctor, could you repeat this one? Difference value. So if the result is indicate more than 10, it will be suggested as hypothyroidism.
Hypothyroidism. So at this more than 10, patient show all the signs and symptoms of hypothyroidism.
And if it is 7 or 9 or 8?
So 7 and 9 and 8 is a subclinical.
Okay.
Picture is not clear. All the signs and symptoms is not clear. So such cases you are called subclinical. Subclinical. Okay. If 6 is upper normal limit, this 0.4 is lower normal limit. Okay.
Yeah.
So principle is non-competitive ELISA sandwich technique, like burger. Okay, there is 2 burger, there is antigen. So here one antibody, another antibody. In those antibodies there is the antigen. So that is sandwich technique. Clinical significance: decrease in secondary hypothyroidism and primary hyperthyroidism. Primary hyperthyroidism. Increase in secondary hyperthyroidism and primary hypothyroidism. This is the clinical significance or clinical importance of PSH. PSH.
So doctor, we can use this examination for hyper and hypo, both?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Of course. If increase is, but primary or secondary is more important.
Yeah.
Primary and secondary is more important. In primary, PSH is more.
Yeah.
In secondary, PSH is less.
Yeah.
But in primary hypothyroidism, in primary
Increase.
hypothyroidism, PSH is increased. In secondary hypothyroidism, PSH is decreased.
So no, because in the previous slides and the first examination TSH, you just mentioned hypothyroidism.
Yeah.
So I thought just it is for
Primary and secondary. Hypothyroidism means both.
I know, and also primary, secondary for hyperthyroidism.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Can you just diagnose the hypothyroidism just by this test?
Yes, of course.
So if it is
But we can diagnose only primary.
primary,
Yeah. But secondary hypothyroidism, you have to measure T3 and T4. If T3, T4, TSH, 3 of them is decreased means secondary hypothyroidism. Okay. If TSH is increased, T3 and T4 is decreased means primary hypothyroidism.
so this does not cross 10 during physiologic function. Right?
Huh?
It does not exceed 10 microunit per minute in physiologic function.
Physiologic function.
Normal condition.
Normal condition is up to 6. Up to 6. But more than 6 is subclinical. Some of them abnormality are there, but you cannot able to recognize. But more than 10, you can able to recognize. Like jaundice. Jaundice is up to 0.8 is the normal. But patient can become yellow more than 2 milligram. The same example here. So 6 is normal. More than 6 and less than 10 is subclinical. More than 10 is clinical. clinical significance: decrease in secondary hypothyroidism and primary hyperthyroidism, increase in secondary hyperthyroidism and primary hypothyroidism. So this is one antibody, this is another antibody. In between these two antibodies, there is an antigen. So here, solid, I think you saw the microtiter plates. So those are called microtiter plates and the small wells. Those wells are coated with antibody. So then antigen TSH is present in serum. Serum is having TSH, and those micro wells are coated with antibody. So this antibody antigen reaction is there. Then add another antibody that linked with enzyme. Okay, there is a reaction is going on, and then add substrate. Substrate is a colorless. When it becomes react with enzyme, this enzyme link, it is converted to product. So substrate is colorless, product is yellow color. The same thing here. So antibody, inshallah next vlog you will learn about what is the structure of antibody, how it is work, full shape. So right now this is Y shape structure of antibody. So this is the light chain, this is the heavy chain, and these are the binding sites for antigen. Binding site of antigen. Sample is having TSH, this is the antibody, and then labeling reagent, enzyme link, then substrate is become product. The same thing, sample, solid phase, wash, label, and finally you have to do. So regarding B, I am not going to ask any question related to principle and procedure. I am going to focus clinical importance. Okay, you are going to be a doctor. So how you are going to interpret the results? So regarding me only, I don't know about others. I am not going to ask any principle, any procedure. Okay, this is just for explanation. Sera, standard and control are prepared into the microtiter plates, solid support coated with mouse monoclonal antibody. So this mouse monoclonal antibody anti-TSH is the primary antibody. This is the microtiter plates. And goat anti-TSH conjugated with harsh peroxidase is added is secondary antibody. So this is the same for all. So that's why I am explaining this. That TSH which is present in the serum is act as an antigen. This is the first antibody, this is the second antibody. So between these two antibodies there is a TSH antigen. Okay. After washing, so TSH is specimen is sandwiched between the primary and secondary antibody during the incubation. After incubation, you have to wash, and whatever amount of the free antibody you have to discard. Then you have to add molecules of TMB reagent. This is the name of the reagent is TMB, and incubate, develop a blue color. And then after that you have to add another reagent. After incubation, you have to add stop solution. Stop solution means concentrated HCl or concentrated H2SO4. These are the kinds of stop solution that stop the reaction between the enzyme and the substrate. Okay. And converted blue color is to yellow color. So here blue color is there. After adding stop solution, the reaction is going to stop, and then blue color is converted to yellow color. The color, yellow color intensity gives indirectly the amount of TSH present in the sample. If the color is more, the concentration of TSH is more. If the color is less, the concentration of TSH is less. Yes. Okay. And then you have to measure this color intensity by spectrophotometer at 450 nanometer. The intensity of color is directly proportional to the amount of the enzyme conjugate and the concentration of the TSH in the serum. This TSH concentration is sample and control is calculated using standard curve. So you have to measure. There is a normal curve is there. Here, for example, 5, 10, 50, 20. Okay, in a color intensity. If the color intensity is like this here, so it means 5. If here means 10, if here means 15 is increased. So you cannot able to measure directly. You have to compare with normal chart, normal or standard chart. So if the color is here, so it means 5. Here is 10. Here is 15. Here is 20. Like that. Okay. Total T4 estimation. Here is serum. This is also same sample. Reference value is 4.8 to 12 microgram per deciliter. Or pico. U stands for unit, not unit. No, micro means MI. Okay, I will check and inform. Principle is competitive ELISA. Yeah, TSH is non-competitive ELISA. Here is competitive ELISA. There is a competition between.
Doctor, in the physiology lecture, we had the normal value of T4 from 8 to 12.
8 to 12.
Yes.
What is the unit?
The same. Microgram, this gram per deciliter.
Sometimes the reference value is different from book to book. So who took that lecture?
Dr. Ahmed.
Dr. Ahmed. So ask him his reference. Okay. This is Harper. My reference is Harper.
Yes, yes.
So clinical significance to diagnose thyroid disorder. So total T4 in hyperthyroidism like Graves' disease, toxic goiter, acute thyroiditis is increased. Decrease in hypothyroidism, congenital. What do you call congenital hypothyroidism? Yeah, there is one specific term for that.
Congenital?
Very good. Cretinism. Cretinism. So since birth, since vitro, if mother is having deficiency of thyroid hormone, the baby is delivered with deficiency of thyroid hormone. So that babies are called cretinism. Cretinism, and that cretinism. Yeah. Not newborn, pregnant ladies. All pregnant ladies should be performed as soon as conception is there. There is a thyroid function test. If somebody is having hypothyroidism, you have to start giving treatment. So because mental development is one of the factors, thyroid hormone is for mental development. Yeah, you are right, 100% right. As soon as delivery, baby should be checked for thyroid profile. 100% right. But as an ideal, you have to, if some pregnant lady come to hospital for first time checkup, you have to do thyroid function test. If you feel thyroid is deficiency, you have to start L-droxin thyroid. In hypothyroidism, congenital myxedema, chronic thyroiditis, or some genetic abnormalities. So here, competitive ELISA. So antibody is there and enzyme label antigen. So here is enzyme, antibody is there. Here you have enzyme label antigen, and then add another antibody. So there is a competition between label and unlabeled. And then you have to incubate and color changes, and finally you have to measure. The principle is the same, but here is competition between the label and unlabeled. So that's why it's called competitive. Same. Specimen, antibody, antigen. This antigen is enzyme linked, this is not linked. Free. and there is a competition between enzyme free and enzyme linked antigen, and they are binding. Some of them are free, some of them are enzyme linked. Then you have to add reagent substrate is converted to product, and finally product is yellow color. Here is also yellow color. Same thing, I am not going to repeat. T4. T4 normal value is 60 to 185 nanogram. N stands for nanogram, but I don't know U stands for what. I think, as you said, told me 8 to 12 might be nanogram.
No, I have the lecture.
You have now?
Yes.
Huh?
No, it's that.
Micro?
Or 90%.
Okay.
It's here.
Huh?
It's here.
Okay. So it is much less than T4 but more potent. Concentration is less but activity is more. Principle same, competitive ELISA. Clinical significance increase in hyperthyroidism, might be decrease in hypothyroidism. So interpretation of thyroid function test. So increase total T4, free T4, total T3 and free T3. So this is an increase in primary hyperthyroidism. T3, T4, total T3, total T4. All of them are increasing primary hyperthyroidism. So for example, Graves' disease is a positive thyroid stimulating IgG. Positive thyroid stimulating IgG. Now I got the point. As you said, this antibody is MAFI inhibit, it stimulates. So that's why in Graves' disease is a hyperthyroidism, MAFI hyperthyroidism. Okay, here toxic multinodular goiter, Plummer disease, toxic thyroid adenoma or carcinoma, thyroiditis, and TSH is decrease. Okay, secondary hyperthyroidism due to increased TSH production, TSH secretion, pituitary adenoma or carcinoma. So in Graves' disease, thyroid stimulating IgG, all thyroid hormones are high, TSH is normal or low. TSH is normal or low. Decrease total T4, free T4, total T3 or free T3. So primary hypothyroidism. So all of them are decrease. Total T4, free T4, total T3 or free T3. So Hashimoto's thyroiditis, anti-thyroid antibodies. Positive anti-thyroid antibodies. Drug induced like iodine or anti-thyroid drug. If you take more amount of the iodine, if you take more amount of anti-thyroid drugs, so in that case also hypothyroid. Endemic iodine deficiency. Some of the places, in our place India, there is some of the places the iodine deficiency is decrease in water. So those localized people having deficiency of iodine, so that leads to hypothyroidism.
Drug-induced iodine.
Huh?
Drug-induced iodine.
Yeah. If you give more iodine, okay, or if you give more anti-thyroid drug,
Why? More iodine is needed for production.
yeah, but in more amount. More amount is toxic. That inhibit. And if you give more amount of the anti-thyroid drug, so that leads to deficiency. Defective synthesis, if, for example, thyroperoxidase enzyme is deficiency, iodinase enzyme is deficiency in the thyroid hormone synthesis. So if those enzyme deficiency is there, so that leads to hypothyroidism. Like iodine transport defect, iodination defect, coupling defect, deiodinase deficiency. So all the enzymes which are involved in the synthesis of the thyroid hormone, if they are defective, that leads to